So what is a studio desk? Well, it's a place where you're going to spend a lot of your time. It's where you work, it's where you grow, it's where you grind. It's where your creative expression can really come to life. So it can't just be a place for you, right? It's got to be you. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, J Media, back again with another video. And in this video, we're going to be looking at my studio desk setup tour of 2022. That's right. After like a year and a half of me saying I was going to do it, I'm finally going to do it. And before I do anything, be sure to hit that like button, share this video with your family and your friends, even if you don't like them, and hit that subscribe button. I mean, you're already here and it's just sitting right there. You might as well, poke it. That way you can be notified whenever I drop more dope content like this one. So let's get into the video. Okay, so what's the point of this? Why do us loser YouTubers have these elaborate desk setups that are colorful and complicated? The point is to have a space where we could just come and we could just let that creativity flow and we can just have a place that's for us, by us. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get sued by Fubu, aren't I? I don't have any money. All you're gonna get is disappointment. But the main purpose is to just have some place that not only we can come and work, we can come and chill. It's somewhere where we can film a video. We're comfortable there. We're comfortable there and we can just be ourselves, right? And everything that we need is right there. We don't have to go and set stuff up and tear stuff down and go get other things in order to do stuff. If we want to work and do a YouTube, we don't have to reconstruct the entire area just to do one or the other. The point is to have everything already ready to go. Right. My purpose was to be able to come and just hit record if I wanted to do a YouTube, or just turn around and work if I needed to do some editing or something like that, and have all of that favorite word of the year, versatility. And that's what I get with this setup. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so the first thing that I have is the autonomous AI sit to stand table. And it's one of those things that you never really thought about until you had it. I never really thought about having a sit to stand desk. I just thought, hey, it's a desk. But once you have this, you cannot go back. There is no going back, right? So this desk allows you to have pre-programmable heights. That way, at a push of a button, whether you want to sit down and edit or stand up and edit or kind of be midpoint and do a YouTube video like this, you just hit a button and it automatically goes to wherever it's already been preset. I never thought I would need or want one of these, but now that I have it, I absolutely love it. I definitely recommend everybody to have one. In order to make my life easier, I could have a bunch of different stands and things in order to hold my cameras and things like that. But I didn't want too many of those stands, because stands are things that you can trip on and they hold a bunch of cords and they're just in the way. I hate it when things are just in the way. So instead, what I have is I have some clamps that I got from Toner on Amazon, and I'll be sure to include a link to that and all the other things I'm talking about in this video in the description below, right? So it just clamps right onto the table, right? You screw it in, very sturdy, it's very strong. It has this swivel arm, this nice swivel arm, that way you can move it out of the way and when you don't need it, and move it back into position when you do. And you really can't ask for much more than that from something that costs like, what was it, 30 bucks, 35 bucks? On top of that desk clamp arm is my microphone, my Shure 7B. Oh gosh, it's the 70. Nope, that's not it. Show the video. It's that one. This thing is amazing. I've seen a bunch of YouTubers use this, and I understand why. This thing sounds phenomenal. It sounds crispy, it sounds smooth, it sounds creamy, it sounds like another word that should describe a dessert. I'm hungry. Shut up. But seriously, other than some light compression and noise reduction. There really isn't too much I have to do to this mic to make it sound amazing, which makes my life easier because I don't have to do as much audio editing in post. Taking over all of my audio recording is the Zoom F6 field recorder, and I love this thing. My gosh, this thing comes with 6 XLR inputs. This thing can be charged by USB Type-C, or you could charge it with the Sony F batteries, the ones that you use for lights. It can run on those as well. This thing has 32-bit recording, meaning that if I happen to start peaking or anything like that during my recording, I can just usually go in post and bring it down, and I don't lose any quality like that, which is amazing because for somebody that's, if I'm filming myself for YouTube and the recorder's behind me or something like that, I can't readily monitor the audio. So something like that can save my life in post is absolutely invaluable, right? And I recommend that everybody get it. It runs about $800-900 brand new. You could probably find it used somewhere, but this thing, A1, absolutely A1. On the side of the table, I have this little hanger clamp arm, and this usually holds my headphones that I use for editing. And the headphones that I use are the Audio-Technica ATH M50X, I believe. I honestly don't know why there are so many acronyms in all of these. I don't even know what any of that would mean. ATH, Audio-Technica headphones. Wow, I'm stupid. But anywho, I love these headphones. They're super comfortable. I could put them on my ear and not even notice that they're there for like hours and hours of editing, right? They're over the ear, meaning they cancel out a lot of the outside noise, and they're also wireless. So at any point where I'm done editing or something like that, and I just want to lounge out, or if I'm traveling and I'm going to the airport or something like that, I don't have to bring these and some AirPods or something like that. I could just bring these, unplug the cord, connect it to my phone via Bluetooth, and I got music all day. These things have incredible battery life, and they're foldable, so they are easy to travel and store in other places, mainly the bag, not the suitcase. We never put electronics in the suitcase. So going back to the table, the tabletop itself is probably my favorite part about the table. Honestly, part of the whole setup is the tabletop. This tabletop did not come with the autonomous AI desk. I bought this tabletop separately, and basically I just got a plank from, I think it was Lowe's or Home Depot, or I don't know. They're both the same place. They hire the exact same people. They just switch each other's schedules. I promise you, go to Home Depot, right, on a Wednesday, and then go to Lowe's on like the following Tuesday, you're gonna see the same person. I promise you. So the reason I got this, it's not because I hated the tabletop that came with autonomous AI. That's not it at all. The only issue was the tabletop was black, right? And me having a bunch of black items, my wallet's black, phone's black, all my equipment is usually black. Me putting black items on a black tabletop, they got lost immediately, right? So I needed something to kind of juxtapose the colors. That way I wouldn't lose all my black items so fast. So I got a walnut. Is this walnut? I don't actually know what color it is, but like a dark wood tabletop. That way, one, it looks really cool and looks really rustic, and two, I can find things way easier now. Like, my car keys are exactly where I put them now. Before, I put them somewhere and they wouldn't be there until I've looked all over the house, then come back and they're sitting exactly where I put them. I don't like that. It's evil. It's dark magic. I don't know who invented it. So all I did was buy this plank, put it on top of the table, and secured it with one of the small rig clamps that I already had lying around. That way this table's not going anywhere, and I am super pleased with how it looks. Moving on to the tabletop itself, I have this nice little cheap felt mouse pad on top of the table. It was only about 12 bucks from Amazon. It takes up a lot of the table space, and I love the dark gray color that it has. They also come with a light gray, but I just like the dark gray because I don't know why. I honestly don't know why, but brown and dark gray, something about that color combo just works for me. On top of that mouse pad, I also have this little cheap wireless mouse pad that I also got on Amazon. This was about 20 bucks, right? I love this because, again, as I said, I hate cords. I hate being bound by cords and corded things. So I got this, and if I wanted to like walk around and jot down some of my ideas on Word or something like that, or if I wanted to sit at the couch and, you know, lounge out while I'm editing or typing in a movie or something like that, I could just take this wherever I go. It's connected by Bluetooth, or I could turn it off, right? And I can put it somewhere for storage in case I needed more space on the desktop for review videos or something like that. I love this thing, and I definitely recommend it. I don't know the name brand of it. It's iClever. iClever is the name brand, right? But super cheap, super lightweight. It just works. Speaking of editing and computers and stuff like that, the laptop that I'm using is the Dell XPS 17, right? I love this laptop. It is a 17-inch screen and a 15-inch body, meaning that with that huge screen, because it doesn't have any bezels, I can pretty much fit that into any bag that supports a 15-inch laptop, and I'm good to go. It's super skinny, it's super fast, touchscreen, 4K display. I love it. I love it. I have no complaints, and I usually do when it comes to things like Dells. But this thing is amazing, right? And as my monitor, I'm using just a 4K Samsung monitor. I not only use this for editing and movies, but also use it for gaming. I much rather like using a monitor instead of a TV, because monitors have fast refresh rates and TVs tend to be laggy. It's like really, really bad lagging on TVs when I'm playing something like Call of Duty or something like that. So I'd rather have a monitor, and this 2-monitor setup kind of works for me, whether I want to have a bigger display or whether I want to be looking at 2 things at once. If I'm looking at a timeline and the actual video up top, or if I'm looking at video down below and audio up top, or vice versa. I have all of that versatility and flexibility to do anything that I need to do for editing and work purposes in that moment. Since I'm using DaVinci Resolve primarily for video editing, they actually sent me a free speed editor with my subscription of DaVinci Resolve, and I love this thing. I know they have an upgraded version, but I don't think I'm gonna get it, mainly because this little spinny wheel is just super fun to use. Even if I'm not really doing anything that requires it, I just love scrolling through my footage with it. It's super, super nice, and it's super fun to use, super easy, and makes your editing a lot faster once you get the hang of it, right? So I just have that sitting above my keyboard, and that does wonders when I'm editing. All right, so the next things I want to talk about is the one thing that took me the longest to find, which were the speakers. My goodness, like, these speakers, not only do they work great and they're Bluetooth, right? But the reason that they took so long to find is because I wanted some speakers that matched the table. And whatever color this table was, because I still can't remember, it did not make it easy to find speakers that matched that and was also wireless. That's what I wanted, and these check the box. These are Knox Gear speakers, so they're okay. They're not like the best of the best of the best, right? But they do it. They do their job. And my room is, as you see all this foam around me, my room is super treated, so it makes it sound so much better when your room is treated, as opposed to just trying to buy $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 speakers, right? Make sure that you treat your room first before upgrading your speakers. All right, so I'm jumping from thing to thing and place to place because my mind is just racing like all our creative minds tend to do. But also, first of all, I want to talk about the stand that I'm using for my camera. It's not much to say about it. It's a Pro Master Specialist series tripod, and it just works. You know what I'm saying? It's sturdy, it's easy to use, it's lightweight because of the carbon fiber. It comes with a ball head. It just works. And on top of the tripod, I'm of course using the Sony a7S Mark III with the flippy screen. That way I can do my videos, see myself, and I don't have to have another monitor attached to the top. Next to the camera, I have my key light. And for my key light, I could have gone with one of my more expensive and big lights like the Aputure 120D Mark II, or you know, something like that, the Amaran 100D or 60D. But instead, I chose to go for a smaller, lightweight light, and that is the Quasar Science tube lights. And the reason I went with one of these lights is, again, they are super lightweight and super minimalistic. They're out of the way. Like, I've used the 120D Mark II and the 100D for a key light, but the problem with those is that they are super big and bulky. You need a C-stand and you need like sandbags, and I put on the dome. So I have the dome light, even the Aputure Dome Mini 2. Those things were just super huge, super in the way. In order to get certain places, I would have to like duck and like dodge it so I could get around it, right? They used a bunch of long cords, and the freaking battery remotes are like bricks. You can use those things as weapons. That was just too much. Fortunately, this bar light is super bright still. It does what you needed to do, and it's, like I said, it's out of the way. You can place it where you need to, put it up when you're done, change the orientation, put it sideways, make an X with it if you have multiple of them. It's super versatile, and you can do a bunch of things with it. So as we're talking about lights, the next thing I want to go to is the hair light that I'm using. And the hair light that I'm using is the GVM 80 watt spotlight. Again, not much to say. It's super lightweight. The fan is basically silent. It comes in at only around 160 bucks. It comes with a Bowens mount. As you can see, it lights up the background pretty nicely. It's amazing. I definitely recommend it especially if you're on a budget, if you need like a good spotlight, but you don't want to necessarily spend all the money that a 120D Mark II, a 300D would cost you, and you want something a little bit more powerful or bigger than the 60D. My recommendations would be either the GVM 80 watt spotlight or the Aputure 100D or 100X. Those would be my options. Those are great options, both under 200 bucks, 200 or less. All right. And lighting has come such a long way. Speaking of lighting, the next thing I want to talk about is a practical light that I have, which is this square light behind me. That's just kind of like a little bit of a rim light. And I just got this for, 10 bucks from Target. And honestly, I went to Target for some juice. I almost said milk. I already knew the jokes that were going to come if I said milk. But I went to the store for some juice. I never got the juice, but I got this. And this has been amazing. And it's been almost better than juice. I'm joking. There's nothing better than juice. Now, in order to illuminate the background, I have the Aputure MCs. I use Aputure a lot. They should sponsor me. They're not going to do that, though, because that would mean they would have to pay me to be myself. Nobody wants to pay me to be myself. They'll pay me to be other people, just not me. But these things are great. They are super tiny, super powerful, as you can see. And they are RGB. They have a bunch of different programmable features that come with them. You could do party, you could do firework, cop car, all of these things that would probably give you epilepsy at some point in your life. But they're super fun to play around with right now. They're also magnetic. So basically what I did is I can just stick them to the legs of my table because they're made of metal, and they can just illuminate that back wall there with a bunch of different colors and things that make it pop and doesn't make the background look so dull and boring. boring. If you look on the right side of my table, I have this whole little charging station for a bunch of my batteries and such. I have like all of my light batteries charging in one place. I have my camera batteries charging right next to it. I have my phone charging on this little phone charging pad, wireless charging pad. And a lot of it is being ran by this little off-brand desk clamp USB charger from, I don't know how to say this company's name, Rectum? No, but this thing is amazing. It's super inconspicuous. You wouldn't even know it was there until I pointed it out to you. It clamps right onto the side of the table. That way it doesn't use any excess space or anything like that. And it runs 4 USB chargers. So I can pretty much charge everything with this one unit. I know people usually have these like wall outlet things that they've built, but I mean, I'm not really using the top right side of my table, so why not make that the charging station? Right next to that, I have my little side table, and this is where I hold a lot of my lenses and my iPad that, you know, pretty much just reminds me what time it is, and my director's rigs and my audio bag and my favorite gimbal, the RS2, and my camera bag is underneath that table. So pretty much this section is the grab and go section. If I need to do a shoot, or if me and my buddies are just going out to get some footage and get some content, I can just go right to this wall. Everything I need is pretty much there. I can just grab my bag and throw in the lenses and the rigs and whatever else I need. I can grab it and I can go, right? And I can make some dope content, just like I'm doing right now. That's that wall, but on the other end, I have what is known as this little box wall, right? And all this basically is just trophies, a bunch of boxes of things that I've purchased and gear that I have and use regularly, or even if I haven't used it regularly, I still have the box over there, because anytime I'm feeling like overwhelmed, or anytime I'm trying to compare myself with other creatives or other videographers, I just kind of look at this wall and I'm like, I see where I've come from. You know, I've seen the progression, because a lot of the stuff is gear that I never thought that I would have when I first started. And now that I have it, and I can just have these boxes on this this stand that of course I built myself from IKEA, because there's nothing prouder than you building your own furniture from IKEA, because let's be honest, those instructions are garbage, right? So when you figure it out, you feel like a genius. So me having these boxes on this little shelf that I call my box wall, I just look at this and I get motivated again. I get motivated to create, I get motivated to keep going, and I get motivated to not stop doing what I love, right? So there you guys have it. That is my studio desk setup tour of 2022. Let me know what you guys think. Actually, let me know what you guys are running in your studio desk setup. Let me know it in the comment section below, or drop a link to your video if you've already made one. So with that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't stop creating. Peace.